Hi, I'm Chuck Dorsett for Weaver Leather Supply, and this is the Leather Element. If you've got a good question for us or a good idea for a leather element, drop it in the comment box below. Also, if you want to know when our videos release, just click your notifications. You'll know exactly when these come out. So thinning dyes, we have yet to talk about this. Now, in my opinion, when we thin our dye, we don't get a lighter color, we just get less color. But actually, there's two pretty good points to thinning our dyes. We're going to talk about both of these. So I've got a setup back here. Let's thin some dye, see what happens. In all honesty, I have rarely thinned or reduced my dyes. We need to change that. Well, for me, like I said, reducing our dye doesn't give us a lighter color. It just gives us less color. Okay, let's flip that around. What if we want less color? Say we want to go with more of a stain. Or maybe with our black, we go heavy with our reducer. Maybe we could get a good distressed black. So many ways we can go there. But as a leather crafter, budget, always on my mind. Big point, our dye reducer is about half of what our dye costs. Now, I'm thinking, and we're going to experiment with this, but I'm thinking if we add 10, maybe 15% of our reducer to our dye, it's not really going to change our color, but it's going to make our dye go farther. So here's what we're going to do. I've got three colors in our Pro Dye, red, black, and a light brown. So we've got something to compare to. So right here, I'm going to do 3. I'm just going to go 25% or a 3-to-1 dye over our reducer. Right here, 50-50. Let's go half and half. And the last, 25% dye, 75% dye reducer. Well, let's just see what happens. This isn't going to be scientific by any means, but actually, we're going to get pretty close. I'm going to use an eyedropper and just a measuring cup. So over here on our leather, what we're going to do is I'm going to write in 20, 50, and 75%, the amount of the reducer to the dye. Well, there we go. So I'm going to dye these 9 pieces. Let's make a comparison. And our last piece, 75% reducer, 25% dye. Basically, I've made a mess here so that you don't have to, and I am happy to do it. Let's give these about an hour dry time. Let's see what happens. We've got a good comparison going. Very nice. Just what we were looking for. Now, we're going to jump over to our punch table. We've got a white background. We've got some better lighting. That'll give us a better view. But before we do, first off, with our reducer, we've got to have good ventilation, just like with our dye. But also, as a side note, this makes a good cleaner. Okay, let's jump over here. I almost want to put a top coat on these just to see how they look, but not what we're doing here. Okay, so full dye, 25% reduced, 50%, 75%. Now, all the way down on this end, there's not much red in that mix, but I kind of like the look. Again, a little bit more of a distressed, but we drop a top coat on that. That could be beautiful. In our brown, we didn't even really need to mark these because this is an obvious difference here. So full dye, 25, 50, 75%. Actually, I like that color. It's almost a wheat color. Add a little top coat to that, or right here, that could be beautiful. Now on our black. Well, it kind of did what we thought it would. Let's say 75 right there. Notice it is. It's starting to get a little weak, but at the same time, it's almost a distressed look. I kind of like that. But say we're going to try to stretch our dollar a little bit more by adding some thinner, some reducer to our dye. I might not go maybe more than 10, maybe 15% at the most, because again, I do want a good, rich, deep black. I'm starting to like the dye reducer. Well, it was a big help with the cleanup on my dye materials. Secondly, we can make that dye dollar go just a little bit further. But third, very likely a whole new creative direction, and that is so typical of leathercraft. But I hope this is good information for you. Thanks for taking time to watch The Leather Element. Good luck with your projects.